Yes, g'day guys, welcome to Marty's Beer Show, where today on the show we are going to show you how I create Marty's Beer Show. Now we've just moved house, we are making a new studio, so I thought what better way than show you how to build a YouTube studio on a budget for filming beer reviews. Now this room is about 2.8 meters by 4-ish meters long, but I have to use it as my music playing room and my beer filming studio. So I'm just going to show you a few of the tips I've done along the way to make it look an absolutely, ultimately Hollywood professional. You know, I've got windows to cover up, I've got floor to soundproof, I've got makeup departments to do, so go check it out and let's get started. Alright, so we'll start from the bottom while we're here. But first, it's a bit of a case of got to move the old Chimera to get to the Tirana, to get to the Commodore, but I've got to move the Cortina if I'm going to get the Chimera out, whilst trying to watch out for the boat. But first I want to get this rug down here on the floor, because we do have a tiled floor and it's going to make it a wee bit more comfortable for me standing on here, because I review beers for 6 to 7 minutes at a time. And you know, when you go to the shops and you see people standing on mats and rugs and that, it's because if you don't, you'll probably die. So we'll put this one down. And there you go, that's how to put a rug on a floor. Follow along for more recipes. So basically, because it's a tile floor on top of concrete, the rug is really going to stop the sound echoing and bouncing all around. It's not going to do much, but it's not going to hurt. I do play a bit of music in here as well as the beer reviews, as you can see, so it will stop the noise going all over the shop. And it looks nice. Really ties the room together. Anyways, let's get on to the backdrop. So the reason I'm putting a backdrop up is because I don't like the look of these windows, and also they're going to let in way too much light. Like, look at me now. And now look at the camera setting. It wreaks havoc. Sunlight is very good to film with, but you can't control it. I know I do look like a wizard, but I can't control the sunlight. So we're going to block out all that sunlight that's coming in there. Now what I've got, this is my old backdrop, but it's just a bit of material, big sheet of material I got from Spotlight, the craft and fabric store. But it's very thick. It's not going to let any light in. It's sort of got a bit of a glossy sheen to it. I don't know if you can see that. So it's almost got like a three-dimensional texture, so it looks a bit more interesting than like flat black paint, I guess. And to put it to the wall, all I did last time, I built this little framework out of these conduit pipes. It only cost me a couple bucks from Bunnings. Built a bit of a frame. It was quite a mission, but it looks like this. And I just clipped it up to the frame with these little clamps, again from Bunnings, and it held. It sat there for 2 or 3 years, didn't move a muscle. The old studio, I just had these little things on the wall. You know, you stick that to the wall and you clip it on, and it holds like X amount of weight. That sort of worked, but when I moved out, it did pull a bit of paint up, and I don't want to do that again. So the frame, it works. You could get a curtain rod thing, but again, we're trying to do this on the cheap, so this works. And there you go. There's the curtain hanging up. It's just held up with these sorts of dog clamps, dog clips, bulldog clips, whatever you call it, these sorts of things, just from Bunnings. But the sign, the original sign, check it out, turn the lights off. I'll put some strip LED lights behind it, just the old Bunnings jobs, and I can do all sorts of stuff now. I can control sort of this sort of thing, all that, very professional, the YouTube look. And it's just these things, it's got this remote control, and it's just these strip LED lights. I got a backing on them so you can stick them to just about anything. Cost me about 20 bucks for this set. Stuck it onto things before. Looks pretty decent, so there you go. Professional. Next step. Right, so next step is wiring up all these speakers. It's got nothing to do with the beer show, but I also use this room to make a bit of noise with all this kind of gear. And I found that every time I recreate a studio, I forget to wire everything up, and then I have to crawl behind here. That first go, I have to crawl behind here and do it. So best bet is work from the back, come forward, put everything in order, place for everything in its place, and it'll work out just a little bit easier, trust me. Beautiful. So the backdrop's coming together a bit more now. I do like this three-dimensional look. So when I first started filming videos, I had just this plain black background. It was very flat and 2D and was very boring. So I thought I'll incorporate my speakers and everything. But to really add some depth to it, what I've done is just, you've got to add a few touches of the light just to splash it. It kind of brings the borders out. Now, nothing too fancy. This is a cheap little desk lamp, and you just want to sort of tweak around to sort of you know, just get some edges defined, a bit of light. There is some science to some of this, but I don't know it. And they're very basic, cheap. So these little puck lights, that was a set from Bunnings. Now you probably won't be able to see these in the final background. I'm just going to have them here, accent some of these cans. And these little flashing lights, they're just the same thing. Cheap, from Bunnings. You can press a button, make them different colours. Same, this little guy. This is actually very bright. I won't turn to the camera. But you can position him anywhere. And he's a bit too bright. But it's just going to add some definition to these objects. So there you go. Cheap and cheerful lights. And here is my lighting setup. That's it. That's my main key light. It is a Bunnings LED work light, 2x20 watt. It doesn't put out the 5600K daylight that most lights have, but they cost a lot more. And these were $90 from Bunnings. Bit harsh though. It's quite a bright light. So I did fashion myself a softbox. Some people may think this is just a hula hoop with a shower curtain wrapped around it. They may be right. But it works. It takes this harsh sort of light, softens it into a bit more of a glow, makes me look even better on camera as my main key light. That's on the left of stage. On the right of stage, I just have this basic ring light that you see on the every blogger wants to have. It's very basic. You can do some colors with it. This is about 20 bucks from another one of those shops, but it works. It's my fill light for the other side of my face. It just adds a bit of, it gets rid of some shadows. I don't know, I'm not a lighting expert, but it works, it was cheap, and there you go. And here's how I position these lights. So that's the Bunnings work light with a hula hoop shower curtain. The main key light, so it's about a 45-degree angle and a bit up, and it shines all the light right down. It spills pretty good, it works. A lot of people will leave it at just a main key light, and then you get that sort of dramatic effect where half your face is in shadow and half your face is in light. I don't like that look because I'm filming a lot of beer cans, a lot of products on my stage, so I want them to have full light. I'm not after a dramatic interrogation video or a Stephen King horror film, so I just want a full flat light across the whole spectrum. And if I just turn off the fill light here, you'll see that you lose a bit of detail in the bottles, so that's why the fill light, about a 45-degree angle on the opposite side from this one. A little bit less light comes from that one, and it sort of works, and I think it's, for me, that's the better option, having that sort of light. Walking around the back here, I've got this bad boy, and I don't know if the camera's going to pick it up, it's a bit bright. So behind me, that just shines on the back of my shoulders and sort of adds a little bit of almost a silhouette, because I always wear black t-shirts for these videos, and it makes my shoulders pop out a little bit more. And then I've got this little guy, so this is just a little battery torch, and that goes down here underneath the desk. And basically what that does is, because I have a bit of a beard going, and I wear black t-shirts, hold on, it's sort of, if I have this down here, it sort of makes my beard just sort of pop out a bit from my shirt, so it kind of makes me look like I have a neck. See, no light, light, no light, light, and I want to have a bit of make sure I have a bit of a neck, so that works. Underneath here also, I've just got these LED strips again. I love the LEDs, and they just sort of give me a bit of a glow, sort of makes me stand out a bit more from the rest of the desk. So there you go. Key light, fill light, beard light. And this is what I use to film that whole lot. It's a Canon M50 DSLR mirrorless camera with the Rode Video Mic Pro sitting on top. Very easy to use little product. I literally just Googled best camera to make YouTube videos. This is what showed up. It's point and shoot basically. It's got the lens. Lens is just 15 to 45 mil, so it's sort of restricted, but for what I need, I literally just set it and forget it. Apparently they don't connect to other lenses from the Canon range, so you do need an adapter, but again, it's all I need. It's got a screen so I can see myself. A lot of people, you need a separate screen, but this works for me. Just sits on my little, I've got this little Joby mount, which I don't need on there, but I'm just for a bit more height. And the tripod, very basic tripod, so there you go. It cost me about $1,000 from JB Hi-Fi. Never let me down. A lot of people just use their phones for a lot of YouTube videos, which I'm doing right now. but I thought if I'm going to do it properly, I'll get a camera, and it works. So camera, done. And this is pretty much the program I use. It's called DaVinci Resolve by Blackmagic Design. I just googled what's the best free software to use for YouTube videos. It does come with some paid subscriptions for the add-ons, but for what I need, I use some very basic editing skills, like basically click and drag. This is actually the video I'm filming right now. But for most of my videos, like I said, I film them all in one take, so I don't really need to edit much. I've done green screen on here once or twice, but bang for buck. It's a very easy program. Click and drag. Once it's all done, you render it, upload straight to YouTube. Easy peasy. And if I followed my steps correctly, it should look a little something like this. Lights are all on, the backdrop's pretty much done. I do like to try and mix this up a little bit every now and then. I put the previous show's review beer up here or random little trinkets, but I am confined by space. Like, I'm out of shot there, and there, so I've got to make sure I'm framed in a certain way, but you gotta work with what you got. Let's say you can't polish a turd, but you can roll it in glitter and make it sparkle, and that works for me. I'm doing quite a little amateur sort of beer review show here, so I'm not going for Hollywood cinematic experience, but this works for me. So a basic rundown again of what I've got going on here. This is the hula hoop shower curtain key light. Now, it's about just out of arm's reach, 45-degree angle from my face here. On the opposite side, that's the big ring light, the OnlyFans model fill light on the opposite angle. So it's giving me like sort of a pretty much balanced sort of glow on my face. I'm not getting like any dark shadows either side. And it sort of works for me, especially when I'm usually handling like a lot of like products. It's beer cans. I review beers. And I don't want like a dark side. I just want a very flat sort of glossy look on the whole can, and that's pretty much what I researched, was that's the best way to do it. It works for me, give or take. I learn along the way as I go. Your results may vary. The beard light below me, again, it's not called a beard light. This wasn't really, I did a lot of research into lighting and that, and this was sort of just something I sort of brought up myself, because I found that my beard, and with what I wear, like I wear a lot of black t-shirts, table's always been black, and the black backdrop, it sort of makes me just pop out like beard light off, beard light on, beard light off, beard light on. It just, when I'm holding certain things, I guess, it just gives you a very subtle like definition. Not necessary, but it works for me. I like it. And if it's going to make it look a little bit brighter, because you really want as much light as you can to just give a bit of a look. And again, like, so there you go, I'm defined from here. A light behind me, like I said before, it sort of just makes it pop a bit from the background. Again, the black t-shirts, it sort of separates me a bit. Now, a lot of people, you may not have these sort of lighting setups, and you may just use your ceiling lights. I have a ceiling light above me, but it can be kind of undesirable light. Like, here it is on. It might be overpowered by these lights, but you're going to get this sort of, especially when you're doing like a talking head sort of style like video like this, you're going to get these sort of undesirable shadows maybe here and there. If you can avoid that, I mean, if that's all you've got to work with, then you do it, but it sort of can be a bit hard to control that sort of light. But again, if that's all you've got, it's mainly about the content. So there you go, this is pretty much how I operate my studio. It works for me. What do you think? Anyways, that's the technical specs of it, and pretty much from there, when I make a video, I like to film them all in one take, unscripted off the top of my head, bit of freestyle. I feel like it's more of a natural way to review a product. I do a little bit of research beforehand on who's making the beers, what they're called, and a few basic things. But pretty much, I like to make it up as I go. I feel like it's a bit of a performance art in a way. This may not work for you. If you're doing more technical things, you probably need to know what you're saying. But again, for me, it works. It was just an idea I had one day. I thought I should just review beers on YouTube and see what happens. So far, I've made just over $200, so it's cost me a lot more to do the videos than I've made. but it's a hobby and I kind of enjoy it. It's kind of fun. I try to put out videos once a week. It doesn't always work that way. Life gets in the way of it. I try to like cross promote with like putting stories on Instagram or TikTok or YouTube Shorts. If I just do a quick like 2-minute review, I'll put a YouTube Short or a TikTok or an Instagram story. I printed out my own little stickers. I post these up when I'm like a beer festival or an event or somewhere at a dive bar. I just whack them on things. It can't hurt. And I have fun with it. So hopefully this has been some sort of inspiration to you. Go out and get a little garage or somewhere in your basement, put a light up, film your reviews. You could be the next Mr. Beast or Whistling Diesel or Marty's Beer Show. I don't know, buy some Lego, build it and film it and whatever. Thanks for watching. Go check out my actual reviews where I film beer. They're a lot less professional than me. This is actually quite a struggle to actually talk professional technical specs when usually I just drink 6 beers and review a beer. But anyways, thanks for watching. Good luck.